What up, nation? Welcome to another edition of the WiseTake NBA DFS Early Look. CK013 here. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I, of course, am from the WiseTake Nation, which you can find on all the social media platforms listed below or directly at WiseTake.com. If you're looking to take your DFS game to the next level, we are a premium DFS content provider as well as a DFS community designed to help make you a better DFS player. Check us out. WiseTake.com. Day Pass is available for $2.50. You get access to NBA for 1 day. That's my core plays article, projections, cheat sheets, Paulie D's fast break. And if you do it Monday through Friday, which this slate certainly counts, you get access to our pre-lock live stream, which is only Monday through Friday. We do 45 minutes prior to lock, up to lock, to keep you informed with the latest and greatest, at least up until that point. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please subscribe, hit notifications bell. Don't miss out on any of the free content we put out. We put a lot of free content out Monday through Friday for NBA and will be for MLB. And, of course, on the weekends we do some NFL action. That being said, sharing goes a long way, really helps us out. The more you share, the more we grow, the more we're able to put into our free content, and the more free content we're able to do. So please share, hit the like button, and continue to leave comments. I enjoy interacting with y'all, whether it's comments on the slate itself or just general DFS talk. We like to hear it. So leave some comments and try to respond as many as I can. Okay. That being said, we've got ourselves a 9-game slate on Friday. This is the last show. It is a Friday. It's the last show of the week. We'll be back at it Sunday night, a.k.a. Monday, breaking down, Sunday night, breaking down Monday's slate, I guess. Anyway, a pretty interesting slate. We're going to go game by game as we always do, a little bit of later lock, 7:30. Got some pretty interesting games. At the very end, we have 2 10 o'clock games, right? So should be pretty fun. We've got Indiana-Boston as our first one. We'll go ahead and take a look at this one. So off top, Sabonis certainly stands out. Now, DraftKings went ahead and priced him at 10-4, which is, they did what they think they had to do, right? Against Golden State, he went for 52. Only took 12 shots and still managed to put up those numbers. The rebounding has just been insane. I'm totally fine with Sabonis, especially on FanDuel at 9,400. 9,900. Just because he's got such a high floor at this point. Tatum is another one who you could argue has a high floor. The Pacers have not been the same defensive team that we've seen. They've actually been yielding a ton of fantasy points to everybody. They've been bad. Tatum's coming off a bad game. I'm assuming Kemba Walker's back for this one, but I'm still kind of interested in Tatum. Jaylen Brown's price really hasn't moved a ton, and his performances have been a little inconsistent, but I'm not going to penalize him too hard against Atlanta. It was a back-to-back and a 3-4, 4-6, whatever you want to call it. It was a tough situation. Malcolm Brogdon at 8K is fine. He's 8-1 on DraftKings, around the same boat. I don't think I want to get too vested in the first game. I'm okay with Kemba at 6'6". Unless there's some kind of significant injury or something, I don't know. I guess TJ McConnell, right? Like, we can always find ways to work him in. He's 5'5" on both sites. The sites have been a little bit closer in pricing, if you noticed. This could be a game that we see Daniel Tice play a lot more at the 4, because of the size of Indiana, maybe even Tristan Thompson. But all in all, there's not a ton that I'm terribly interested in. Just guys we can kind of pick out. Sabonis and Tatum are really the main two for me on the early look. Houston and Toronto, we've got the other 7:30 game. So John Wall has not been the John Wall that we all know and love, right? It's not all his fault. His minutes have been somewhat capped, and this game against Cleveland wasn't a blowout, so I was surprised that he didn't play a little bit more. But we did have Oladipo making his return, and Eric Gordon obviously played, so it looks like those 3 guys are kind of splitting most of the usage. I'm okay with him in tournaments. He's 8-2 and 8-5. It's okay. Pascal Siakam, I'm okay with as well. Lowry is back. We want to take that into consideration. But I feel like Boucher could really smash here, right? Houston is like the nut team to take centers against, but Aaron Baines is just, I don't know. I mean, look, he got 29 minutes against Philly. That was to guard Embiid, right? So I feel like they use Baines when they feel like they need him. And in situations where they may not need him, I think they're more likely to unleash our boy Chris Boucher. You're obviously taking a chance with Boucher His minutes have been trending down. It's kind of up and down, but he's got a lot of upside. So I think I'm kind of interested. He's 5'6" on DraftKings, which is pretty cheap. He's center only, though, which kind of sucks. I'm okay with a lot of these guys, but there's not really anyone that I'm like super into, I guess. But centers against Houston is, I mean, we saw what Jared Allen did. They don't have a center at the moment until Christian Wood comes back, so you're gonna have to take some shots on that. Levine and Booker going at it against Phoenix and Chicago. Phoenix getting a pretty good pace, but Chicago's played really fast this year. Obviously, we know the upside Levine has. Just hasn't hit it as often as I think we'd all like. But we know what the ceiling is. Devin Booker's the same situation. Chris Paul has really kind of hampered his upside. At least to a degree. Chris Paul has been awesome. And I think at this point, it's just Chris Paul over Booker most nights. And part of that has to do with price. But Paul has multiple ways to get there through assists, avenues, and in addition to scoring. This is a smash spot for DeAndre Ayton. His usage has been a little bit down. The minutes have been a little up and down. But I think in a close game, which this could be, Chicago has been a lot less of a slouch this year. I think DeAndre Ayton's very interesting. He's 6'8" on both sides. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wendell Carter's played well. Kobe White's okay. I don't think I'm that into it. Patrick Williams has played well. Just probably a good spot for Jay Crowder. Again, you know the story with Crowder, right? We like to play him in close games. That Charlotte game was close for a while. We like to play him in close games. And as closer the game is, seems the better he does. So I'm cool with getting some exposure to him as well. We will move it over to Sacramento and Detroit. Starting our 8 o'clock games. Got a bunch of them starting here at 8. Sacramento coming off a beatdown. No doubt. De'Aaron Fox is still cheap on both sides. 7-7 on DraftKings, 7-8 on FanDuel. I'm interested. He just played well. And he's going to see DSJ and Saban Lee. Is that his name? I'm cool with it. So, yeah. I'll take some Fox. Grant rested the last game. Should be nice and recharged. I'm cool with taking some shots on him. I think his price is low enough. Tyrese Halliburton, man. Almost got there against the Knicks and only got 32 minutes. He's just on right now. He's playing with a high level of confidence. The price on DraftKings is, I think, a lot more interesting at 6'6", 7'5". On FanDuel's kind of tough. It is. It really is. Plumlee's okay. But I really liked Plumlee in the last game because Grant was out. I figured he would be asked to do a little bit more, and I think he was. Smashington. And then we got to check the status with Whiteside, right? Whiteside's a game-time decision. If Whiteside misses again, he's out for COVID protocols. If he misses again, then I think that means that we can take a look at Holmes. And more importantly, probably we can take a look at Bagley. Right, because we're going to need some help on that front. Against the Knicks blew him out, so it wasn't really relevant. Isaiah Stewart played really well in his last game, showing you the upside he has. But keep in mind that we did have an injury. I mean, he'll probably still get the same minutes. FanDuel raises price anyway. What are we talking about here, guys? What are we doing? But the Detroit side is kind of interesting. Josh Jackson, we know, has had big usage. Looks like Sadiq Bey is actually questionable to play. If he's out, expect usage bumps to go around. It's going to make Grant a stronger play, and it should create something for Josh Jackson, whether it was usage or minutes. It should create something for him with a body down. DSJ is 4-9 on FanDuel, got 26 minutes against New Orleans. That was good to see, and that was on the back end of a back-to-back. He played well. How much is he on 4-6 on DraftKings? Saban Lee is 4,300, only got 22 minutes, and still went for 28. Now, this is the question. His minutes have been trending down while DSJ's has been trending up. So are we setting this up because DSJ didn't play a whole ton for the Knicks, so they want to just ease him in? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But Saban Lee 5'4", DSJ's 4'9". At this point, you're just going to lean towards DSJ. But we've seen him have some pretty fucking bad games. And if that happens, I think they will go to Saban Lee at that point. Clippers and Memphis, a little rematch. Memphis beat the shit out of the Clippers. I don't think anybody really saw that coming. I sure as hell did not. John Morant did not have a good game. I was worried about that with that Pep Bev defense. But on the flip side, I don't think anybody really did. Kawhi kind of sucked. I don't think PG did all that well either. No, right? They got killed, so you figure none of these guys could have done that well. I think Joval might have been the best of the starters. He didn't even play. He only played 24 minutes. Did go for 37, which we had mentioned that Joe Val was going to have to be the one if they did well, because that's their biggest weakness. But yeah, just a whole lot of mediocrity. And again, because minutes and all that, which was cool because I didn't have a lot of exposure to this game. But it makes me think maybe this time it'll be ignored this time around, and maybe we see a little bit of a better result. So something to keep in mind. We'll keep it moving in the meantime. Utah and Miami. Should be a little bit more of a challenge for Utah. Miami's a good team, and they're playing them in Miami. If Bam Adebayo was out, that'd be bad. Bam Adebayo was questionable. If he's out, that would open up some serious value for Miami. He plays a lot of minutes, so whether it's Olynyk or whether it's maybe more minutes for our boy Precious, right? That would definitely create a little something. So keep an eye out for that. If Bam plays, I don't love the spot for him or any of the bigs. I'm worried about the pace of this game. These are not teams that emphasize playing with tremendous speeds. Jimmy Butler's been pretty awesome. Jordan Clarkson's been great off the bench. I always enjoy playing him, but his minutes, obviously, with Conley back, have trended down. So that's a little worrisome. Mitchell's okay, right? It's two good teams. I feel like I should like this game a little more than I do. But I don't really love a ton of it looking at it initially. How much is Dragic? Is only 4.6. I can get some of Dragic. Looks like he played 20 minutes. That's not really going to do it. But I would assume that they're going to start to increase him. He's 5.2 on DraftKings. DraftKings getting ahead of the curve. Next up, Atlanta OKC. Not a great pace we saw with the Spurs and OKC game. Just a very low scoring game. Just a very slower pace. Atlanta's going to push the pace, so it kind of makes you think the OKC guys are the ones you really want to take a look at. Now, Al Horford is going to be out for this game for rest. So we'll immediately look towards Roby, who's 4,600 on FanDuel and 49 on DraftKings. As our first stop. Did not play well against Miami, but it wasn't the best matchup. Did get 27 minutes, which was important. And then also Mike Muscala, who's going to back him up. And this is a little revenge spot for Muscala. I prefer Roby, obviously, for obvious reasons. Darius Bazley is kind of interesting. He's going to get matched up, you would think, with John Collins. I know the usage has been horrific, but he does have upside. Go look at his game logs. You'll see he actually has upside. On the flip side, this is a really good spot also for the Atlanta bigs. I do prefer Capella when Collins is out and vice versa. I think that the two of them together aren't great for each other. But Collins is only 7K. Capella, if this game does stay close and he shows his upside at 8.2, is arguably cheap. On DraftKings, Capella's only 7.8, which is even better, right? And John Collins, if I could find his ass, is 6.4, which is that's just too cheap, man. That's just too cheap. Collins is one of the worst defenders of the league at the position. Ask Tatum and Randall, with these guys that have been saucing him up. It's not a very good defender, so we do look to play. So I think Bazley is kind of interesting as a long option. Just to get a little bit of exposure to it. I know he has not shown the upside. Gallo's coming off the game of his fucking life. 38 point. He just couldn't miss. He was just unconscious. 5'9", I don't think I'm chasing. With it, right? Even at 5K on DraftKings, I don't think I'm chasing. But got to give credit where credit's due. He was awesome. Hamidou Diallo is out. That's a shame. But that's going to leave some type of opening on the second unit. Theo Maledon could end up playing more minutes than usual, number one. Same thing with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We could see Dort's minutes also go up. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been awesome. He's been great. 8.8 on DraftKings. Damn. Only 8K on FanDuel. I think that's still within reach. But we could see maybe a guy like Kenrich Williams. We'll have to check the numbers. But somebody's going to have to step it up for these guys on that second unit with no Hamidou Diallo, who did a pretty good job running it. So let's take a look. Cam Reddish is also questionable. If he misses, that's going to open the path for Gallo to play a little bit more minutes, I think. And also Kevin Huerter in a close game. But expect somebody on the second unit to step up with Hamidou Diallo out. And Al Horford is out, so it's going to shake things up a little bit. We'll have to go back and check the numbers for the Y stream. Next up, we're into the 10 o'clock games. We got Charlotte and Golden State. This could be an interesting game. Golden State is not a team that I'm like, oh, they're gonna blow those guys out. I don't look at them that way. That being said, Curry is obviously in play. Curry's been playing well, right? LaMelo Ball is down to 7-6 on FanDuel. He's still 8-7 on DraftKings, which is kind of tough. But on FanDuel, he's down to 7-6. It's going lower and lower. He's had 2 decent games in a row and is still lacking that explosive type performance. So I do like Ball on FanDuel specifically. Kelly Oubre has been playing really well. Against the Pacers, it looked like he was going to go do some things, and he kind of just slowed down, which was weird. But he does that from time to time. But he has played well overall. The price is just a little tough. I mean, you just feel like you'd rather play Draymond at that point, who's been awesome also in his own right. Rebounds, assists, getting very close to them triple-doubles. I think you have to include Draymond in any decent-looking game going forward at this point. He seems to be clicking again. Gordon Hayward hasn't quite gotten there, but he's been close. Maybe he can get it done against Golden State. 7-1 is a fair price on FanDuel. I think it's pretty good. Where is he on 6-7 on DraftKings? Really cheap too. So, in this game in general over there, like, not everybody, but Draymond Green is a little bit more reachable price-wise. Gordon Hayward is certainly more reachable. Meanwhile, Terry Rozier is only $7K on FanDuel for some reason. He's 8-4 on DraftKings to show you the discrepancy. He's had 2 mediocre games, but if you look at what he was doing before that, that man was smashing. Now, maybe he plays better at home. I don't think so. I think I'll definitely play some Terry Rozier at 7K with Graham out. Malik Monk on FanDuel is okay. Cody Zeller did get hurt and leave the game. If he's out, then PJ Washington definitely gets a boost because he's going to play some center. And then Bismack Biyombo, we would think, would end up getting more run. Who I think is a better play on DraftKings, obviously. It's always a little tougher to sacrifice the center position there. But I'd be willing to 3-3 on DraftKings. I mean, we could do that, right? Against Golden State. That being said, I do think that if Zeller is out, I think we see PJ Washington play a lot more center, which could open things up for another guy to step in, like a Miles Bridges or maybe even Malik Monk, depending on what's needed, right? But definitely an interesting game. I do like these late games, full disclosure. Charlotte, Golden State, and, of course, this last one, which is Portland and L.A. So LeBron's been terrible. I'll take the L on him. He's been awful, right? But I'm going to continue to play him, especially against Portland, a team that'll push the pace a little bit, a team that's I think has improved a little bit defensively with Covington, but still not great. We're still seeing them very high-scoring games. I think Portland's a good team, but I think they're a little more beatable than some of the teams that they face. Now, Washington, you could argue, was a similar situation, but Washington was a very close game. So I think this game stays close. I do like LeBron, once again. I know it's disastrous. And I also really like Damian Lillard. Do I like the price on Damian Lillard? No. But I really like the spot. Point guards has been slicing them up. Even Conley had a big game against these guys, and it wasn't, didn't play a ton of minutes. It wasn't necessary. Granted, the whole team played well, but Conley was one of the top scorers fantasy-wise. So I do like him a lot. It's a great spot for Enes Kanter, wherever he's affordable, which probably more so on FanDuel where he's 6'3". I think Dennis Schroeder is playing, which is definitely going to help this team, right? I mean, the Lakers without Schroeder have been pathetic. He's probable. That being said, I think Schroeder is in play. And then the obvious guys, Melo and Gary Trent taking shots, right? Just flyer kind of guys, bench kind of guys, whatever. But I really do like LeBron and Dame from this game. It's a pretty loaded slate, right? There's a lot of plays to like, but I really like these last 2 games. Big surprise, right? I'm always looking for the late night hammers. Anyway, Nation, that's going to do it. Leave me in the comments what you like. I want to hear from y'all. Tell me what you like. Appreciate you. Hit the like button on your way out. Don't forget, if you're interested in cards, if you're on this card market with the Panini stuff, go check out card-breakers.com. Card-breakers.com. There's personals available. If you want information on breaks, look us up on Facebook. Facebook is Card Breakers, Card Space Breakers. Join the Facebook group. It's free to get in. And we got breaks and all this kind of stuff. We got a lot of awesome cards at really good prices. If you're into cards, go check it out. I holla at your boy. Facebook's probably the best place right now. We're still working on getting the website running a little bit more efficiently. But anyway, appreciate y'all. Hit the like button on your way out. Make sure you subscribe. Have a good weekend. I'll see y'all. Either I'll see you on the Wise stream if you're a member at WiseTake.com. Otherwise, I'll see you, Sunday night for Monday. For myself, the entire WiseTake Nation, as always, good luck.